Hey, sorry I'm late. I had some issues still from when my computer did a quote update.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh,
I
I'm echoing.
had
Hold
some.
on. Sorry about that. Okay. So, yeah, major complications. I also changed my to my new microphone that I hadn't put in yet. But so if I'm too loud, if it's picking up every little thing, and I do have it like not close to me because I know if I do, it'll be like ridiculous. It took a while to get it just kind of right before it. I mean, it was picking up when somebody on like that lives like I don't know down the way in the hall would go through like this door and it would close. You could hear the thump on my microphone. It's insane. But anyway, I'm sorry I'm late. And so I did a lot of research on this one. So this is a crazy ass story if you don't know it. This is the story of, I want to say Mackenzie Shirilla, but it makes me give her too much of what she always wanted, attention, to be famous, you know? And as I was browsing around, I noticed, hey, Ola, I noticed that there were a lot of even books and podcasts and shit like that about this case. And it only annoyed me. I mean, it was good because of research, but it also annoyed me though a little bit because that is what this bitch wanted. Um, I will tell you that at the end, well, I'll tell you at the end so that you don't know. This way you can listen to something yourself that I'm not including on here. Okay. And also, I have allergies like hell, so please forgive the constant sniffling. Okay, I'm on enough allergy medicine, and decongestant as they have in the stores. All right, let's jump right into it, guys. Hey, Axelot. Yeah, he's not here, Axelot. He just popped in till the replay, but at least he'll see it maybe if he watches the chat. Okay, so we're gonna pop right into it today. Okay, all right, let's do it. All right. So have any of you that are here heard of Mackenzie Shirilla? Okay. Well, Mackenzie Shirilla was an all-out attention-seeking. Let me pull up her photo. Okay, hold on. Sorry, guys. It's just they took the Google bar off of my damn thing. So it was very hard. Now I can't get it back up. Before it was freaking insane. Okay, so that would be there. Okay, here we go. Okay, this here is Mackenzie Shirilla. She went by Kenzie to her friends. This is her boyfriend, Dominic Russo. I feel like this should be more about him and a boy named Davion Flanagan, but we'll get there. And let's take a little look-see at this picture for a minute. And this is not the only one. This is the only picture, though, I could find on here that she had all this cash, but she would take photos for her, social media with just so much cash, and she has no income, guys, other than sponsored brand deals. And no, she wasn't making it that way. So let's jump into this. Okay, let me put the other photo back up. I don't remember where it was. Okay, here it is. All right. So anyway, okay. Yep, she's getting that money. That's for damn sure. So, all right. So, Mackenzie Shirilla was born on August 2nd, 2004. So, she was pretty damn young. All right. She was a TikToker, influencer, wannabe who believed she was totally entitled. She must have her way or she would go absolutely batshit. All right. Her parents never, and you'll see, her parents never taught her how to be held accountable for anything ever. Okay, ever. She's from Strongsville, Ohio. And we're going to get back around to that in a minute. But okay, so the story basically takes place in Strongsville, Ohio. Mackenzie, and that's like a very affluent, very a year younger than your daughter. So yeah, she was young, but she was something else, guys. You'll hear, I got some stuff to play for you guys that you will see what I mean. I feel so bad. I just feel terrible. Her parents really fucked up. I'm sorry. Laugh out loud, Ohio. Did I laugh? I hope I didn't laugh when I said Ohio. Okay, but she's from Strongsville. But Mackenzie it's a very affluent area, like McMansions, very nice homes, that kind of like. So this girl didn't need for anything. She was an only child, and whatever. So she was always obsessed with her image. She knew from a very early age on that image meant everything. She was posting her, all her little outfits and on every day online. And I'm talking about, it started to be where her outfits that were being worn to school, guys, were like, she was getting ready to go to an adult film set. I'm dead serious, to do adult content and not to high school. And yeah, very upper middle class. Yeah, exactly. Excellent. So she actually she'd be the girl in high school that had like 10 girls, an entourage behind her going to the bathroom, where she would take little snippets of herself, showing her little outfits with her thong thing like hang like up above like her hip bone so it would show, and her sweaties. Why am I wearing these earbuds right now? Okay. I was just checking to make sure that I sound okay. Because I wanted with this microphone, I forgot how strong it is when they're brand new. All right, so she documented every outfit. She, like I said, she dressed more for adult content. You know, and this is all while she was still in high school. She had every expensive footwear that there was. She had a wall of designer sneakers. Okay. Every designer sneaker. She had like those little shelves, you see them on TikTok. I hate that app. I don't know. I swear I just don't like it. It sell in your face, and you must have. And there is people with a wall of Crocs, Olaf, but I have not gotten there, and I hope I never will, especially in this economy, okay? Not happening. I got the Crocs I want right now, and I'm just not looking at the rest of them, okay? All right, so she had all this. Now, keep in mind, guys, and she would show up with almost daily in her photos and stuff with a different designer bag. I mean, some that cost an adult's monthly salary. All right. And when I mean an adult's monthly, I mean like somebody who makes pretty good money. Okay. So where is she getting this money, guys? Right? So we're going to find out where the money was coming from. So she would post those stupid duck faces and all the usual stupid poses they all do. Look how sweet this picture looks right here. Oh, so sweet. Now, she was building a brand. She was building that brand, guys, from probably nursery school, knowing her. And but personality and the right look isn't everything. And she knew that she needed one more thing: the perfect boyfriend. She had her little friends that were also wanted to be influencers, and followed her around, making sure that she was the center of attention everywhere they went, at every party, at the school bathroom. Don't ask, but I actually heard that. Okay, so here comes in Dominic Russo. Okay, this is Dominic Russo right here. Dominic Russo came from a very he came from money. Okay, he was older than her by 3 years. They started dating when she was a freshman, and I think he was a senior, something like that. So now he's 20. She's finishing up high school. He was very smart. He actually owned his own home right next door to his parents' house. So she was always over there, and like living an adult lifestyle more so. And it was like it wasn't just a home. It was a content maker's dream, because he really put his work into his shit. He made a clothing line, and he did very well. He invested money on the markets. He was smart, and he showed it. Okay. He was also came from a very tight family, Anyway, so he bought her whatever she wanted, basically, bought her what her lifestyle. He funded most of her lifestyle. But then again, we see that is not where the money that she's holding. I know, Olap, I know. That's why no one's heard of it. Okay. But unfortunately, these are the places where a lot of this bullshit happens, like weird places. Okay. So, there was constantly parties going on and everything. So she had plenty of content. It's all she cared about. Content, money, and things. Okay. This is all this bitch cared about. So keep that in mind. So, and again, no legitimate income. But let's keep this in mind, guys. She had an ID making her of age that was found. And sorry, guys, allergies real bad today. Terrible. Yesterday, I moved on. I didn't do it because of it. And today it's even worse, but we're going to get through. All right. So, sorry. Yeah. So she was doing something that she had to be of age for. And it's believed that it was going by a phone analysis. We find out later what her where her income was really coming from. Okay, we'll get to that. All right, just keep that in mind. So she did have that. He had to pick her up and drive her to school. He had to pick her up from school. Well, he had to pick her up, and he had to drive her and pick her up from school. He was like her private little chauffeur, okay? Because, she had to be driven places, even though she had her own car. Oh, no. She had to be like, a passenger princess, if you get my drift, okay? So he had to cater her all the time. And she had dietary things, and he had to always prep the meals to all her dietary things. Well, how about you get your ass up, girl, and you do some of this yourself instead of making this poor guy do everything for you? Now, you might look at this and think, oh, he's a little older than her. No, don't be fooled. This girl was running the shit, okay? She ran this shit, all right? And she was very frightening. So, spring of 2022, the relationship was starting to fall apart. I think he got tired of having to be the chauffeur constantly. If she didn't get what she wanted, she would absolutely go batshit. I mean, really, really crazy. She would threaten constantly to, for example, once in a while, she would drive his car and she would start flying down one of the main highways and, threaten to crash and just all kinds of shit. So, and then times that he would be driving and she'd be punching him in the head and everything, to where he had to pull over on another major highway in the state. Not even in a safe area, but he had to call his mom. He was like panic stricken. Please come pick us up because she's going to make me crash. And she was just out of fucking control. And I think he wanted to get the fuck away from her. Yeah, she's crazy. Absolutely. No doubt in my mind. So I think she knew it, that he was done with this shit. I think she knew it. But she told people she had a voodoo doll made of Dominic to keep him from breaking up with her. Now, she truly did believe in this shit. Dominic didn't. Nobody else didn't. An ex-boyfriend who was questioned later on did not believe in it. Hey, Jack, I was so good. Jack, I'm so glad to see you. I thought you took off over that when we spoke, I'm glad you're here. I mentioned, like, I didn't say you by name, but I was like, I hope this person didn't leave. But it's good to see you. Anyway, so never let a woman drive. Let them be the passenger princesses they want to be, huh, Jack? I wouldn't let her drive, though. I'll tell you that much. Did you see, guys? Did you see the thumbnail? If you could even tell what that was. Okay, so she told people she had a voodoo doll of Dominic to keep him from breaking up with her. She was not going to allow him to leave, period. Okay, so 2 days before her 18th birthday, guys, please keep that in mind. 2 days. So on July 31st of 2022, she thought she knew everything. She thought she was slick, but she was far from slick, all right? Oh, good, because it wouldn't run me off either. Awesome, Jack. Oh, man, I'm glad. I'm really glad. I mean, please, you know who my girl is, Anonymous Patriot. We all know where she's at. She's resting, by the way, guys. So she went through some stuff medically, so that's where she is actually right now. So anyway, so send love her way. She deserves it. On July 31st in what is this? Strongsville, Ohio. Hey, Todd Wilkins. All right, so parties were like everywhere, she had a route in mind, and she, like, for some reason, she was offering to, like, drive, like, home. They went to some parties, but what was weird is they were at a party, and she offered the host, free, mind you, for free, keep that in mind, a psychedelic mushroom, and then supposedly, and I am air quoting this, supposedly took one herself. All right, so none of their friends had ever seen Mackenzie take those types of substances. The only thing is, like, weed that they've ever seen her do. All right, so it was very out of character for her to even offer somebody something. So I think there were reasons behind this. All right, so yeah, it was very strange. So she just wanted to be seen taking it. I think she quickly spit it out, like right away, because she was yeah. So anyway, this way she could later claim everything was drug induced, if it even came to that. All right, and we'll get to that. So nobody knows if she really actually took it. No one knows for sure, but now we do. So when it was time, they went to one other house. They stayed there for about an hour watching South Park, and there's even a picture of her that somebody took of her sleeping. So she's well rested, all this. So she's not out of her mind. She's not tired. She's none of these things, okay? So when it came time to go, she wanted to drive, which was kind of strange because Dominic usually drove when it was dark or the visibility was bad. And God, Jack. Menstrual cycles are off. Oh, I didn't know she was doing this. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was reading comments. All right. So after it was time they're finally going. It's like about 4:30 a.m. around that time, and she says, "Oh, she's going to drive." Like I said, that's very strange. Now here comes in a boy named Davian Flanagan. Okay, Davian Flanagan is a boy who was he was adopted. I don't know why that matters. I guess because if you see a picture of him and then see his parents and something, you'd know he's adopted. Okay, so let's leave that. So anyway, a nice, smart kid, well-mannered, going places, stuff like that. So he wants a ride. He asks for a ride home. Isn't it though, Jack? Isn't it? So you do know it. Fantastic. All right. So she says no. And so they start arguing, Davian and Mackenzie. So Dominic, he gets involved and he says, no, let's take her. Let's take him. Oh, I forgot my little timestamp thing. I want you guys to see this and why this is over and why their relationship was really coming to an end, okay?
Access to Dominic's house.
You broke up with me earlier.
Because you are a little weak.
You broke up with me earlier. You really broke up with me earlier.
This is your last chance to open the door, or you are not coming out of this house all night, because I will not leave.
You literally broke up with me earlier. Like what is the point you're trying to, like, you broke up with me, like, earlier. Like, what point
I didn't. I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said we're not together. You really said that shit. Like, you really broke up with me earlier. Like, what are you trying to make? Like, why would I just let you in my house if you break up with me? You're threatening to break my
No.
Like, you're threatening to key my car, threatening to break the doors.
I will key your car if you do not let me in the house.
You're gonna key my car if you don't
let me in the house, yes.
What the
Yeah, I know, so just let me in the house.
No, like, why can't you just be like calm at least for a second and I can feel comfortable running in the house?
I am calm. I don't think you get to decide that with your weird trauma problems.
You really threatening to key my car and what else are you threatening?
Tom, I'm gonna give you one last chance to open the door. I'm gonna leave and do what I said I was gonna do.
Kenzie, look, let me go to dinner.
No.
You can let me go to dinner, then I can let you come over later.
No, you're not. I'm coming to dinner too.
Why? You should have told me you wanted to come.
You retard. She already put me on the reservation, so open the door, you dumb. Dom, if you do not open, you think I'm joking. Like, I'm dead.
Jeez.
What do you mean?
You know it. That's exactly what I mean. You don't even know exactly what I mean. You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious problem.
I can't. No, like, you can't keep making all these threats. Like, I can't open the door.
You can't keep kicking me out of a place that you say is my home.
Kenzie, I didn't kick you out. You took all your dick and said we were done. Like,
I did not say we are done.
You can't keep making all these threats.
Stop being a little.
I can't let you in my house with how you're acting. Like, it's as simple as that.
This wasn't just teenage.
Okay, so she sounds like a real dream come true, doesn't she? Just because someone's small and looks good, yeah, that's what he should do. But you know what? Guys sometimes, like, okay, I have a male friend and I told you guys about him. He looked, absolutely horrendous, guys. He was with this girl and he was no longer the same guy that I knew. Like, it was like we were having an affair just to meet up for coffee. It was like insane. And he'd show up and he'd have like circles under his eyes. He looked exhausted. His whole personality changed. This girl really fucked his life up. I don't think she was as bad as him, but she's something. She's a total scammer, the one he was with. she moved on to another guy who she actually married, because this one had not just a house, but he also owned a business and everything. Oh, and he's very ill, so she could get all of that when he passes. I just think to myself, like, and if it doesn't work out, she'll get really good money. It's just sick. It's just sick. So anyway, yeah, she sounded like a real, gem, this one here, right? So she just was not going to let him freaking leave. Like, that was it. And period. So anyway, so like I said, when they were about to leave and she was like out of character, she could, driving. So finally, Davion Flanagan, he gets in the back of the car. Let's remember who we're dealing with. Like, let's take the sweet picture off. Okay? Because this is the bitch we're dealing with. All right. So, anyway, Davion climbed in the back, and Dominic was in the front. This was Dominic's car, and she was driving it. Again, she was in perfect sound mind. She was in perfect, like, everything. Like, there was nothing fucking wrong with her, except she's nuts, if you want my opinion. Sorry, guys. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay, so Olap, I wonder sometimes if guys don't, either he doesn't want to call the police because he lived next door to his mom and he knew that Mackenzie was just never gonna go away type shit. And like, they had been together for so many years. People start getting beaten down, and it could happen. Like I said, it happened to my friend. He's been without her now for a long time, and I hate to say unfortunately, but they did have a child together, and my friend, and so he has to still deal with her. But she totally destroyed his life. I mean, I kept telling him, don't do this, don't do that. People were telling him, but he didn't listen. And I feel like I sent him the link to this when I first ever heard. I sent him like 2 links to 2 different things about this case because I wanted him to listen to it. And also, well, I'll tell you after. Okay, so so now they're driving, they're on the way, and unfortunately, when Davion stepped in the back seat of that car that night, that morning, whatever, his fate was totally sealed. Okay, she's seen driving on camera, and actually, we have a picture of that. I believe. Hold on a second. Here. Or that could have been when I was looking for a certain picture, but couldn't. Fuck it, who cares? Well, she was seen driving on a camera, and she was driving completely, just totally controlled, put her blinker on, and should have been going straight. But instead, she made a right-hand turn, a nice, slow, normal, I'm not trying to get pulled over, right-hand turn, like she was on her freaking road test, okay? And then on the next camera on a building, now the road she turned down, there's no way out. It ends, it's like an industrial park, and it ends with a building. That was at 5:34 that you see her turning. At 5:39, a camera on one of the buildings shows, when I mean a car, you can't even tell it's a car because it looks like a blur of light from the side, like headlights, flying past it. Okay. And it also showed that the camera footage showed that she was capable of avoiding hitting, like there's two big rocks in front of like a business sign. And if she would have hit those and hit into the sign, it would have slowed the car down, number one. A tire definitely would have, definitely they would have exploded. And also, the crash may not have been what was intended. She also was capable of swerving out of the way of a tree so that she can go head on at 98.8 miles per hour into a brick building. Yes. So this is the car. Unbelievable that anybody was able to survive that. Now, Mackenzie, she always used a car as a way to, and she survived. Exactly. It pisses me the fuck off. But she knew that she was going to probably survive it. She knew it. She prepared it. She wore her seatbelt. She was the only one. If you wanted to die in it, like she figured if she died in it, then she died in it. But if she didn't, this is like she made sure that she was seen taking that drug, right? She made sure that she, just she put everything into, things. So they sat there for 45 minutes. And finally, the crash wasn't found until, for 45 minutes. And I think the boyfriend who was sitting in the passenger seat with no seatbelt, I don't know if that could have possibly have saved you or not in something like that. I don't know. But I believe he died on impact. From what I had two different things, but checking a third, it was said that he died on impact. Now, Davian in the back, we don't know what kind of suffering he went through, but like, I don't think there was any bones that weren't broken. Internal bleeding, the whole thing. Okay, so in this industrial area at about 6:15 a.m., a motorcyclist found them and called in a 911 call stating that he found a crash. So if they get to the crash, there's some body camera footage. It's not like, so groundbreaking. But like when you look at the picture of the car, I mean, when they first got to it, it was up against the wall, right? So, and the bricks are literally like pushed in, like and breaking. I mean, that's how hard they hit it. So, I mean, I was like, are people going to even know what this is once I took out like the background? Like what, like, I don't mean to laugh. No, I shouldn't laugh. But I was like, I don't think anyone's going to even know what the hell it was other than like the tire, maybe, because it's so hard to tell once it's not in this context, And so she was, the police realized that there were 3 people in the car, and they realized that there was one that was still alive, and it was Mackenzie, of course. She was very little, and she had her head underneath the that gun to survive that. It's just so typical of life, isn't it? God. So this bitch should have gotten in my opinion, that should have been death penalty. Ohio has it. Trust me, I looked that up. And she definitely should have gotten it. That's my opinion. She took 2 lives. You know what? You want to kill you. First of all, she had no right to take her boyfriend's life. And another thing, maybe she should have said, you know what? When Davian got in, abort, and then really rethought this before she did it, because she never suffered a damn consequence in her life. Oh, and wait till you meet her parents. Now I see why. Okay. So, I was like, I'll tell you after, watching something with my dad on this. Like, he was like watching me watch something about it, and he's like with her parents, he's like, who's that black guy? I'm like, what black guy? I'm like, that's not a black guy. It's the lighting. I'm like, you need to wear glasses. He's like, I thought that guy died in the crash. And I was like, forget it. Don't watch this with me. Go in the other room. And I'm not saying this like being like racist. I'm just saying it was funny because he was so blind. All right, my dad. He got all confused between the people. I was just like, forget it. Just forget it. Okay. So now it was her behavior after the crash that really started to get people. She was in the hospital, guys, recuperating from her bad accident while, Axelot, are you still with us? Yeah, and Jack, because she's so small that she, and do you know another thing is she used to on like for her content put up cones and race real fast, put her thingamajig on her seatbelt and like stop real hard. Yay, we love you, Axelot. Okay. Yeah, don't be falling asleep. So to boring Jill. So so she would actually pretend to crash. Are you crazy? Like, this was her content. And then okay, so there was something very strange about that, especially when like you know, in hindsight, that I would have found that weird to begin with. Like, I would have been like, what the hell kind of content is this? Crash content? You know? And she would be, you know, I think about like, who the fuck's on the road these days? Like, they're all making TikToks and smoking weed and blowing it, going looking at the phone instead of the road. And it's just like, you got to be kidding me, you know? Was outside the app listening. You better have been Axelot. Okay, it's okay, because this is like a kind of podcasty. Okay, you're forgiven. All right. Me and Jack have forgiven you. All right. So anyway, she's in the hospital, guys, and she's supposed to be mourning the people who've passed also. This bitch is going around doing content, getting all this love. And then as she was there for like 3 weeks, she was given like cute little outfits, and you know, she would be, you know, people would be walking her around outside, and she'd be I agree with that. Oh my God, I was so happy when they were taking it down. Okay, I was like, thank you, God. Like, take it down. And I thought it was the greatest thing they could have possibly have done. But no, they didn't. It came back. But I love how a lot of those stupid TikTokers told their secrets right before it went down. And then it was back in 12 hours. Like the one who put on all the foundation, she admitted that she never does her makeup like that. She wipes it off. She would wipe it off and then come back, and that's why it would look good. You know, and you got people out here doing that stuff, just wasting. It's just idiots. But yeah, she's actually a sweet soul. Yeah, sweet. I always loved her a lot. I always loved her a lot. Okay. But yes, I agree. TikTok, bye-bye. All right. So anyway, so she was posting in the hospital even. I mean, she's getting all this sympathy, blah, blah, blah. Well, she was gaining followers, guys. Gaining followers. And a modeling agency reached out to her. Now, keep in mind, her boyfriend, of never mind even Davian in the back end. I don't want to like not say he was a horrible victim of this. He was. And I'm not going to say he was a victim of circumstance, because he wasn't. Because she knew he was in the car and she still went on ahead with it. Okay. So she knew once they all got in that car, she knew what their fates were going to be, you know? Oh, you're so welcome, Axelot. And so she's in there, and a modeling agency reached out to her, and under one of her hospital posts, which what kind of modeling agency would do this? I'm just not even in the DMs, but under the post, okay? She answers back, not in DMs again, but out in the open. And she said, quote, well, they said, you know, that she was beautiful and they'd love to work with her. And Mackenzie responded with, thank you for the comment. I've been emailing you guys a lot. What a great opportunity. Thank you. That is word for word her comment back. I was appalled. I just like, dude, you just killed. You were driving and you took 2 lives. And one of them was the guy you were with since you were a freshman in high school. It just, And I also think that she was very stupid, but yet calculating, because she did this 2 days before her 18th birthday. So stupid, thinking that just because she's not 18 yet, that she could be charged, like if it all went to hell, she could be charged as a juvenile. Honey, please, you definitely don't watch any true crime or read the paper or do anything but go through social media, okay? So it didn't seem like she was going through any trauma. Everyone was seeing it. She didn't go to any of the funerals. The first thing she did after being out of the hospital was she went to a concert. She also went right back to her partying lifestyle. And the worst, the absolute worst, was Halloween. Her and 2 of her minions dressed as corpses. Now, if that isn't completely out of, like, are you serious? Out of touch? You know, like, hello, you are dressing like that for Halloween after what just happened? She also seemed to have been building like a weird shrine in her bedroom to Dominic Russo, you know, the boyfriend. And I don't think it was more of a, I miss you so much. It's more, oh, why'd you have to go and make me do this type thing? Or like a trophy type thing. Like, you were never going to leave me, you know, like, period, end of. And, she's just like, oof. Anyway, so now we find out that, okay, so Davian's family saw all the corpse Halloween partying in a motel room, taking those pictures, what they were dressed as. She brings it to the police. That plus some other stuff, like them going through like the Cars version of a black box, which is how I know it was 98.8 miles per hour when they actually hit the wall. She took it to the police, and they were really going into everything and really doing an investigation. So now we know, after that crash, that one of her money-making endeavors was dealing. Due to her phone like going through her phone and going through some stuff. They found that. And then the fake ID, again, going through her phone. She was working as an escort. He had dared to, one time, her boyfriend dared to threaten that he was going to, put it out there. And that would have ruined her quote unquote little image, her brand. Okay. So I'm guessing she was working for an agency due to the fact that she had that fake ID and she was using it online to prove that she was 18 when she wasn't. And that's where all the money was coming from, the dealing. And she was caught with scales, tools that they, that and a bong and all this other stuff. So, yeah. So now the father called the police. Don't ask me why he called the police for this. I'll never understand this. To get her a psych eval because they didn't feel she was getting, she wasn't showing trauma, right? Or she was whatever. And in my opinion, I think they knew she was being looked into. I do. Because why else would you get her one of those, right? Anyway, Dominic's parents brought a few recordings like the one I just showed you. And also she also had said, when I count to 10, this door is going to open. 1, 2, and she like, who the fuck are you? I would have called the police, but I can only go by what I think are the reasons he didn't. So anyway, they had especially with the recordings that Dominic's parents brought in, that's when the police really got busy on this. So let me do something. Hold on. A sec. Sorry, guys. Damn computer. I hate them when they do those upgrades without my permission. Okay. Okay. So, on November 4th of 2022, she was arrested for like aggravated murder. So we're going to take a quick look. See, God, I have no room. Okay. Let me do this.
I'm Detective Jesus. I'm the one who's been investigating the crash. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2. Okay? Nobody's going to ask you any questions. Nobody's going to bother you. Can I have your key, please?
Could you please be careful taking this one off so it doesn't break the bracelet?
You got it. You got it. No.
Thank you.
You got it.
I would have happily opened the door and my cell phone. Oh.
It's just like...
Okay, Mackenzie, I want to
This
take your
kills
handcuffs off.
me.
I need like all the jewelry and everything.
When she said, please don't, watch my bracelet when you're taking those off. Are you kidding me? Honey, you are being arrested for aggravated murder and you're concerned about your fucking bracelet? I think she's probably talking, actually, in my opinion, is like one of those special bracelet that she's wearing. It has something to do with Dominic, and she's acting like, oh, she misses him. So do you think these cops give a shit? They're only putting you in custody. They don't care whether you're sad or not.
I can't wear any of it.
No, I need you to take it off while you're in the jail right now.
Mackenzie's parents learned about her arrest and immediately
there's her
rushed to the
father.
police
Guys,
station,
please
where they
watch this.
desperately attempted to intervene on their daughter's behalf.
Unreal.
But their efforts would
Unreal.
prove futile because investigators had built an airtight case with overwhelming evidence of premeditation. The confrontation between Mackenzie's parents and police revealed the family dynamics that had enabled Mackenzie's behavior and their continued attempts to protect her from consequences.
Ohio.
I need to speak to my daughter because you guys aren't allowed to speak to her at all. That's from the lawyer. He does not want you guys speaking to her. And I can get him on the phone, and he can tell you that over the phone if that works, or I can go in and tell her not to open her mouth. How you guys did this on the weekend is just, look, you like this, go, hey, there's a warrant for, we would have brought her right down here with no problem. It's just.
She's an adult.
So the warrant was issued today, so we executed it today. The warrant wasn't issued earlier. Well, you could have made a phone call, couldn't you? You had your creeper out in front of my yard watching. So, she can't take any, she's an adult, she can't take any phone calls right now. She'll be transferred downtown. Okay, well, I still need to speak to my daughter so she understands what her, not to say anything to you guys. Okay, and I don't know about the phone. I would have to ask her about that.
Can you go find it's mine, it's not hers. I mean, I do need it. I have other children.
And that's how we communicate.
Yeah, and that's how we communicate.
Okay, so
I do need my phone.
That tells me right there that they took her phone a while ago. Okay. So the phone that she's using is right now is her mom's phone. God forbid she goes someplace without a phone.
If he had to roll out the whole mask to pick up an 18-year-old girl who can hardly walk out of a hospital visit.
She can hardly walk, but she was partying and dancing in a Halloween
She is
video.
18 years old and she could speak
Yeah,
that.
but she's a dumb 18-year-old that just turned 18.
Well,
And you guys are, no, all the kids nowadays are dumb. And these guys.
And the mother is laughing. Honey, it's like they don't live in reality. And for me, it is not. Yeah, she still thinks she will beat the case at this point. Oh, definitely. The mother is chuckling. She's chuckling. Stop calling her dumb. It's like, I wouldn't. Oh my God. Like, your daughter was arrested, honey, for aggravated murder at this point, and charges will pile on top of that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And are they obsessed with the state of Ohio? Because the one when they're in the hospital, he's wearing an Ohio hat. Now she's wearing an Ohio sweatshirt. People, I wouldn't broadcast it. All right.
You're gonna take advantage of it. She's not allowed to speak to you guys. I'm
Listen,
telling you that.
her
from
attorney
lawyer.
can call us.
Don't ask her any questions. She's not allowed to speak.
Throughout this confrontation, Mackenzie's parents
they're
demonstrated the
laughing.
same lack of accountability.
Oh God, help us all. Okay. I love them laughing though. So she decided to go with a bench trial, which might not have been her best decision because sometimes when you go with a jury, yes, they'll use something else. Like if they don't have the best evidence, but it's circumstantial, but like, you know, a jury's not going, like whatever, like a jury might let you, you know, slide off. But a judge, when there's a lot of good evidence, will have no choice but to convict you on the, you know, on the evidence. But, and it's only one person. But like, if you're somebody who you think that you are going to be judged on your lifestyle. Like, let's say it's very well known that you're like, I don't know, a street prostitute and that you, or, you know, I don't know, you do hardcore porn or something. I don't know. But like that could influence the jury's decision. So if you did something like that, a lot of people, and they don't have the best evidence, I'd say go for a bench trial. But in her case, there was way too much evidence, just way too much. Okay, so she did go for that. And we're going to finish this off with her thinking she's going home here.
The surveillance footage showing controlled driving, followed by deliberate acceleration, was particularly damaging to the defense case. The GPS evidence of 7 practice runs to the crash site made it impossible to argue that Mackenzie had ended up on Progress Drive by accident.
My name is Natalie Sherilla.
No, we don't need to see all that bullshit.
And Davion Flanagan. The judge's words were devastating in their clarity and left no doubt about her assessment of Mackenzie's
She
crimes and
called her
character.
hell on
This is
wheels.
the type of evidence you can never unsee. You can never forget the visual or audio of this exhibit. It's chilling and tragic.
And I do want to
As
say
you
something
review that
real quick
exhibit,
at the end.
you know that you are watching the oncoming deaths of two people, and there is nothing that will stop it. Exhibit 802 crystallizes the deadly
She right
decision
here,
making
in my
of the
opinion, is not upset of the deaths of those two people. She's upset because she knows that what the judge is saying means that all it takes is one of the 12 jurors to find sympathy. Exactly. And she would be going home. Exactly. That's why I think it wasn't to her best interest, but I'm glad she did it because she's disgusting. Had that been one of, like, if I was the mother of one of those children, I'd have an arsenal and I would use them all right on her. I would. As YouTube shuts me down. Okay, so yeah, she's crying for herself here.
She morphs from a responsible driver to literal hell on wheels as she makes her way down the street.
Exactly, in seconds.
Death. Mackenzie alone decided to push the pedal to the floor and demand the ultimate speed of that vehicle to 90 to 100 miles per hour. She alone decided what was to be.
Look at her fingers going.
Mackenzie decided death was the ultimate goal that day. And she alone made that decision for Dominic and Davion. And she continuously acted in a manner to achieve her purpose. In the early morning hours of July 31st, 2022, her purpose was to kill Dominic Russo and Davion Flandin. Her actions were controlled, methodical, deliberate, intentional, and purposeful.
Okay. She got 15 to life. Yeah, and manipulation, exactly. Optics is what she's going for. Oh, yeah. So I do want to put it out there, though, that there is a channel on here. I don't know if you guys know it. It's for jail calls. Like, let's just say if you can't sleep, okay, and you're looking for something to just have on, jail calls. I listened to her jail calls prior to the verdict. All right. And she is laughing. She's, she wants her commissary, all this shit. And her mother's telling her to stay inside of protective custody. And her mother had to tell her, like, it's all over the place. And that Daily Mail in UK had covered it and all this. And she was like, really? Like, it's like, bitch, are you out of your mind? If they're covering it, that's not good. That's not good, you dumb broad. If Axelot's heard of it, it's not good. Right, Axelot? So, yeah. I mean, and Jack knows about, for real though, it wasn't good. And she was just thrilled, like, oh, I'm famous, and like she was telling people to Google her name. And so her mother was like, don't talk about your case, don't over and over again. So she did then it did change a bit after the verdict though. Her parents are telling her, well, her mom, because the father cannot, I refuse to leave that picture up. I just refuse. Her parents, her mother would be like, we can't talk about anything on this phone. Do not speak about your case. We're going to appeal. Like, they really think that they're going to get her out. They really do. And so she was like, she did say one thing that either was just for bullshit or aren't they, Axelot? They are something else, as jail calls. And she said, I don't want you guys going broke on a lost cause. And the mother said, you're not a lost cause, you're my daughter, And I get that, but like, she couldn't put the father on because the father would start yelling and screaming and saying things that you don't want to be heard, like, your strategy or whatever, and make it like, or sound so nuts that they put you like up there, and it's that they put you out there on the news and make a mockery of you because you're an ass. Father's a jackass, in my opinion. And did they wonder where their daughter was getting all those designer handbags and a whole wall of designer sneakers? I mean, didn't they question it? Or did she say, a brand sent it to me, a brand sent it to me, a brand sent that? I could probably hear it like on a loop, it's just insane. Like, where were your parents? Especially because you were a minor during most of this, until, right up until you, smacked it into the wall. So, yeah. She did get 15 to life, but basically she's not going to walk out of there for at least, barring some type of reversible error. So an appeal, which I really looked into it and I don't see one. I did do pre-law, so I'm not like saying, oh, I'm perfect, but I didn't really see anything that they could use. But then again, who knows? You never know sometimes, right? But in a nutshell, I don't think she's going to get out for a very, very long time, because it wouldn't be right if she got out in 15. And I did look around about Ohio and their parole and, taking of 2 lives and getting 15 to life. Chances of her getting paroled in 15 are very, very slim. And I can also guarantee you that these family members are going to be at those hearings, and it was so clearly premeditated. So yeah, she even got charged with like the scale. She had a scale in her purse, some drug, so she got possession of the tools. She got aggravated murder, she got homicide, vehicular aggravated murder, excuse me, and she was also got homicide. Now I'm a little confused on why they did homicide for hold on, 4 degrees of homicide when there was 2 people that died. It was very confusing, but it has something to do with the law here that I couldn't understand. The law here in her case or something, it was very confusing. But yeah, I mean, she was doing a whole lot for her age, wasn't she? And come on, I thought my stories were crazy. Goddamn. But also, I wasn't under, 17 acting a fool like that, No. And like if I was going to drink or something, which once I was driving, I didn't really do too much of. But like if I went on foot. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. I even if I annoyed my parents by calling them, can you pick me up because the person who was supposed to drive me home was drinking, they'd be there in a minute. And so, to me, where the fuck were her parents? I mean, I don't want to be funny, but when I was like 16 and 17, there's no way my mother would have ever let me be like living practically at some guy's house that lives next door to his parents. And she also told a friend on the jail call that they're doing all of this to her. They are doing all this to her because Dominic's last name is Russo. I mean, have you ever heard of something so stupid in your life that everybody in the whole damn county or whatever or no, not even. I don't even know. Yeah, the whole county. So whatever county that is. I'm sorry, I don't have it written down. It's like they're all coming after you due to what? Because his last name was Russo and they have some money? No. I stayed in one place when drink. Yeah, me too. Actually, like there was no driving around while everybody got drunk. No, and yeah, I wasn't escorting either. You know, having to use fake IDs to do that. It's just hilarious. Okay, but come on, you all know I've done my shit, but at least I did it at 18 and above. Okay. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you at least enjoyed this or whatever, because I did do a lot of research into it. I know I'm not the best delivery, but I just found this case to be absolutely, I came across it somewhere on something when I was sick in the middle of the night. And I was like, oh my God, and then I forgot about it. And then I was like, there was so many things that came to my mind that I wanted to talk about with y'all. And I couldn't remember any of them when I started getting better. But this one, I'm like, yes, I wanted to talk about this one because this one is insane. We never know what goes on behind those little TikTokers, and they become obsessed with themselves. It's like insane. Also, there was a post of her where somebody said, "Why are you so obsessed with yourself?" I just thought that was hilarious. All right, you guys, thank you so much. And I hope you guys enjoy the very, very young age to be escorted. Right, and she wasn't from a broken home or homeless. Exactly. Oh, thank you, Jack. Thank you. And I'm so glad you're still here. Okay. I was like, oh no. I even said it in a video. I didn't say your name. I just said, I hope that this one person didn't leave because, you know me, I don't bring that shit up, but, like I said, I go both ways. What can I say? Oh, thank you, Axel. Thanks, guys. Plus, a little foggy from a lot of antihistamine. So, all right. Have a good weekend. See you guys probably tomorrow. Okay. Have a good day. Bye.